Hey everybody, it's Trevor with Maker Experiment, and today I'm joined with Mariano from JAJA Woods.
Hello guys.
And today he's going to start teaching me how to make my first ever end grain cutting board.
Yes,
Ready for this?
I am ready.
We'll see what I can learn. Step one.
Let's pick up the lumber.
Okay.
We got here. We got a piece of walnut, black walnut. We have a bunch of maple here, so we are gonna recycle a little bit and repurpose whatever we can. We are gonna take this one, and it's really nice. 1 3/4 inch maple. One. We have a lot of maple, so we are gonna use maple. Okay.
So what's the next step?
The next step, we are gonna cut everything in 2 inches thick. So we are gonna have a bunch of different sticks, different lumbers. In 2 inches thick, we are gonna put all that together and glue it.
Cool.
That's the next step to make our long boards. So we can glue in 2 inches thick. And after we cut it, flip each one and glue it again.
Okay.
That's gonna be tomorrow. So today we're gonna try to cut as much as possible and glue something. Before we glue it, we are gonna cut all of them. We can glue it like that, but it will be best to cut them here.
Okay. That makes sense.
It's gonna be pretty large. Wait. Okay. Okay. So now what you do is this is your pattern, right? So this is your pattern. We are gonna lay it down on the side to apply the glue. Okay.
Flip them up one at a time.
Flipping up, yeah. So the only thing in the pattern we need to make sure is that this walnut, it is not same distance than this walnut, or it's not the same distance than this one.
Okay.
Okay, because when we cut it 1.5 and we put the end grain, we want to flip it.
Oh, okay. So you don't want.
So we have random
Okay.
board.
Okay.
So just make sure that this maple is not gonna be a maple here or here or here or here. Okay, and this walnut is not gonna be a walnut here. So the walnut is gonna match with the mahogany, and this one. This mahogany is gonna match with these two. This is gonna match.
So we need to flip. We need to move the purple part.
We can almost match. I don't think it's gonna be. If we have a measurement tape, we can really measure it. But you understand what I mean, right?
Or
Yeah.
we can move it too.
Yeah, of course, of course. I don't think it is the best thing that can happen is like that in the middle of these ones we have this one coming here
Okay.
because this pattern is gonna follow through.
Okay.
You know? We're gonna start just going all around the blocks. You wanna cover all the surface with the glue. I am well known for using extra glue that is not needed, but I think it is needed always. I have just barely no time, bro. It's like I'm just filming with my phone and going to Instagram and screw it.
Yeah, that's where I started. That was Instagram.
I have no time. How do I do a YouTube channel? It's like hell, brother.
You almost need somebody dedicated to it.
And more with the quantity of content we have here. What do you want me to show? It's like just so much going on.
Well, I
can't
think
make
for
up
you,
my mind.
you could do more like a daily vlog channel where you're just showing what's going on in the shot. I mean, you almost need somebody that their whole job is editing and video.
That's what I did for years. Years doing that. So
Yeah, I'm starting to learn it.
now you just make sure that everything is aligned, kinda. We have some gaps over there because of the pressure. So we are gonna put another clamp here so we can squeeze or try to squeeze all the gaps.
So the two you didn't expect to close.
Ah,
Those two are closing?
yeah. They're close. Do you see all the juice that is coming out? So that one was like okay.
Welcome back for day 2 of making an end grain cutting board. So we're going to take it out of the clamps. We're going to have to flatten it out, cut it into strips, and then glue it back together. That'll be the end of day 2. And then day 3 will be actually finishing it up. I'm over here at JAJA Wood's shop. He's getting ready to help me with this. So let's get started. Okay, Mariano.
Yes.
What happened?
Okay. So this,
Well, first of all,
what happened here?
let's show what happened.
Yeah.
So we had one big board.
Yeah.
Now we have a cutting board and a cheese board.
Yes, true.
So
So this is what happened. This piece of pecan, we grab it from the scrap pile. We cut it, but we never cut or resurfaced this side. This side looks like it's clear coat, so the glue didn't stick. Perfectly shaped. It's beautiful.
so at least we know
Yeah,
if you're grabbing from scrap,
yeah. Just check it out.
you be careful. So
Okay.
so now we get 2 instead
Yeah.
of 1. What next?
Next, we are gonna start cutting these beauties. We are cutting strips.
And we're cutting how long? Is it 2 inches?
Yeah. How thick do you want this to be? How thick? 1.5 inch, 1.75 inches, 2 inches.
What do you
The-
normally do?
The thicker we do, the shorter is gonna be the board.
Yeah.
So if we do 1 3/4, so we finish in 1.5, we are gonna get a board like this size.
Okay. That's
Let's go. 1 3/4.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, let's go. So now you put your glue like yesterday.
Minus the clear coat.
I'm not screwing it up, right? No. Yeah. We hope that doesn't have clear coat.
Yes. But you just cut it, so.
Yeah, but we still having one piece over there, right?
Hey, we did
It's
cheap.
like, no, but it's amazing. I started the whole carpentry shop on top.
Slide it further down. Back for day 3 at Mariano's shop. We're going to be cleaning up the boards, sanding them, finishing them off, and hopefully be able to put oil on them later and be completely done. So first I'm going to take them out of the clamps. Mariano's working on something else, so I'm going to go through that. Then we're going to flatten them out, put them through the sander, trim them up, and then be ready to take them home. Welcome back to day 4 of the end grain cutting board. So this is actually a little bit over a month since I started this video. With the holidays and things with normal life, it just kind of got put on the back burner. But I've got all 4 boards here. The first thing that I need to do is some of these boards, like this one for example, have holes or knots from the wood. So I'm going to go in and actually fill those with some black CA glue and build it up layer by layer so that it can cure. And then once the CA glue is in and it's dry, I'm going to sand them back down, and then we're going to prep them for finish. So right now at this point, I have a total of 4 cutting boards. I have 2 that are pretty much identical right here and here. So when I started this project, I had one large cutting board that was probably going to be maybe 2 feet by 2 feet, maybe even bigger. And we had a little bit of an issue with a glue up where one of the pieces of wood we used had a clear coat finish on an edge and we didn't realize it. So when we did the glue up, it kind of just snapped where that actual finish was and prevented the glue from actually adhering. So we decided to, instead of trying to save it and make it one big board, we were going to cut it down and make it 4 smaller ones. So the other 2 boards are actually kind of like a matching set. So we have a larger board, which is this one, and then a smaller board, which is this one. So we're gonna go ahead and clean these up, fill the knots in, sand them down, and make some progress. So the first board up is going to be the smaller one. On this side, there's a little spot right here that I'm gonna fill, and on the back side, there's a larger one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build up layers of some of this black CA glue, and then we're going to sand it down. So here I'm just putting a little layer for the first one, and then I'm going to spray some accelerator on it. So this is just the matching accelerator. And within about 15 to 20 seconds, this layer will be cured. And then I can go ahead and spray another layer and then another layer and build up all the way to the top. You don't want to do it all at once, because if you try to do that, the part underneath the surface isn't going to cure, and you're going to be able to kind of pop it like a bubble and it will all kind of just ooze out. So make sure that you're building it in layers and not all at once. Okay, so I just finished sanding all of the boards and I am down to 3 at the moment. So the large one that I have here was sitting on the edge of my drum sander. I wasn't paying attention. I turned the conveyor on and it started moving. The big board took a dive, hit the floor, and cracked. So you can see this crack right here, goes across the end and to the other side. So this board I'm going to put to the side and figure out how to fix. And we're going to move on to these 3. So now that they're sanded, I'm going to go ahead and raise the grain. So I'm going to take some water, squirt it on the boards, let the grain raise, let the boards dry out, sand it back down, and do that until the grain doesn't come up anymore. That way, when you're washing the board in the kitchen, the first time you go to wash it, it's not going to be prickly and kind of rough. So raising the grain beforehand and doing all of that before you ever use it will help eliminate that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that step, and then soon, hopefully we will be ready to finish them off. So I just have a spray bottle full of water. I'm gonna go ahead and spray all 3 of these on both sides and let them dry out. Now that the grain is raised, the boards are pretty rough, so I'm gonna go ahead, knock it down with a sander with 220 on it, and then spray them with water one more time, see if the grain raises again, and then we'll be able to finish these off. I finished raising the grain on all of the cutting boards, so now I'm going to go ahead and apply cutting board oil. So for this one, I'm going to be using walrus oil. It happens to be what I have on hand, and I've had pretty good success with it in the past. So I'm gonna go ahead and put cutting board oil on all the boards. and then they'll be ready to use. So here are all the boards right after the first oil. So they're gonna dry a little bit, let the oil soak in. It'll probably take oiling these a couple of times just to get them ready for use, but so far so good. I definitely learned a lot on this project about how to make an end grain cutting board. It wasn't without its issues along the way. So as you've seen, we started with one big one. We had some issues with that, went down to 4 smaller ones. And now I'm down to 3 just because I ended up dropping one and cracked it. But overall, it's been a good learning experience for me. Hopefully it's been helpful to you along the way as well. I plan to make more of these in the future as gifts for family and other things. So I'll be trying out new things, different designs, maybe even laser engraving some of them. But if you like what you saw, feel free to subscribe to the channel and like this video, because it helps me grow the channel and continue to put out new content. And if you'd like to see more behind the scenes and other things that I make, check out my Instagram @MakerExperiment, where I share all of this stuff along the way. But that's gonna do it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.